Hello guys, welcome to our channel. So today we are going to continue with our massive O-level revisions. So today we are going to discuss on this question paper. This is June 2018 session, Maths paper 1 for O-level. And this one is for Zimsec. And for those who are not doing Zimsec, just pay attention to the data. And for those who are doing Zimsec, it is also of essential importance to read these instructions to the candidate. So in this question paper, we are required to answer all questions, and the marks of each question are given in the bracket. Okay. So let us dive into our question paper. So there's also this very important instruction which says neither mathematical tables nor slide rules nor calculators may be used in this paper. So we need also to pay attention to this instruction that we are not using calculators in this question paper. Okay, so let us calculate the first question which says express 3598 as a number in standard form. So we are required to express 3598 as a number in standard form. So we're having 3598. So a number in standard form, it must be, we're starting from 1 up to 9.9. Okay, so you start from 1.1 up to 9.9. So and then multiply with the 10 raised to the power anything. That will be the number in standard form. So for us to make that 3598 within this range of 1 to 9.9, we can simply say it's 3.598. It's 3.598, and then we multiply by 10 to the power something. Why are we multiplying by 10 to the power something? We want to make 3598 again, because 3.598 it is not equal to 3598. So we need to maintain our value, that is 3598. So we are multiplying 3.598 by 10 to the power what for us to get 3598. So we're multiplying by 10 to the power 3, that is 1000. So I'm multiplying 3.598 times 10 to the power 3 for us to get back to 3598. Therefore, this is our final answer. And let us move on to the next part of our question, which says express 3598 correct to two significant figures. So we are having 3598 and we are required to express correct to two significant figures. So that is 1 and 2, nearest to 2 significant figures. So we then look at this number, that is 9. Is it above or below 5? It is above 5. So for us to round our number correct to two significant figures, it is now 3,600. That is our final answer. It is 3,600 correct to two significant figures. And let us move on to part B of our question number 1, which says find the approximate value of square root of 3598. So the approximate value that is of 3598, it is 3600. So our approximate value of the square root, it will be the square root of 3600, like this. It will be 3600. And what is the square root of 3600? So we can simply take the square root of 36, that is equal to 6. So the square root of 3600, it will be equal to 60. Okay, that is our final answer. So the square root of the approximate value of the square root of 3598, it is equal to 60. Why 60? We have rounded this 3598 to the nearest or to correct two significant figures, and then we calculate what the approximate value of the square root. Okay, and let us move on to the next question. So here we can simply write our answers. That is 3.598 times 10 to the power 3 for the first part of the question, and then for the second part, that is 3600 and then 60, and that is for 3 marks. And let us move on to number 2, which says find the exact value of 7.03 minus 2.145, and the second part, it is 4.32 times 0.11. So we are required to calculate 7.03 minus 2.145, like this. So what you can do here is that you can add a 0 here to say it is now 7.030, and then we can carry 1 to make it 10, and then here we add 1, become 5, here it's now 13, now it's 2, and here it's 10, here it's 3. Okay, and we can now subtract 10 by 10 minus 5, it gives us 5. 13 minus 5, it gives us 8. 13 minus 5, it gives us 8, and then 10 minus 2, it gives us 8, and 7 minus 5, it gives us 7 minus 3, it gives us 4. So our final answer is 4.885. So our final answer is 4.885. And let us move on to the next part of our question, which says find the exact value of 4.32 times 0.11. So it's 4.32 by 0.11. So I'm going to calculate 4.32 by 0.11. So it's like this, 4.32 by 0.11. So what you can do here is that we can put 0 as a placeholder, and 3 by 2 gives us 1 by 2 gives us 2, 3 by 1 gives us 3, 1 by 4 gives us 4, 2 by 1 gives us 1, 1 by 3 gives us 3, 1 by 4 gives us 4, and then we add. So it is now 1, 2 by 2 plus 3 gives us 5, 4 plus 3 gives us 7, 4 plus 0 gives us 4, and then we calculate the number of decimal places, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 like this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 0.4751. That is our final answer. So 4.32 by 0.11. Our answer is 0.4751. It is 0.4751. Okay. So what you need to do is to multiply 0 as a placeholder, and then multiply this, and then we add. After that, you calculate these numbers after the comma. So it is 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, and then it is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you put a 0. So it is 0.4751. And let us move on to the next question, which says simplify 7/8 plus 2 1/3, giving the answer as a mixed number. So we are having two mixed fractions here, mixed numbers. So it's 7/8 plus 2 1/3. Okay, so here we can use our general method of expressing a mixed number as an improper fraction. So given that you're having this improper fraction of this form, a b over c, what you can do is to multiply a and c. So we multiply the whole number with the denominator of the whole number, and then we add the result, that is ac, then add the result of ac to b. Okay, so our answer here will be ac plus b, and this gives us ac plus b divided by c. That is our answer as an improper fraction. Okay, so if we multiply here, it is 1/8, which gives us 8, and then 8 plus 7 gives us 15. So it is 15/8 plus, if we multiply here, it gives us 6 plus 1 gives us 7/3. So let us simplify here. We can put 24 as a common denominator, and we say 8 into 24, it gives us what? It gives us 3, and 15 by 3, it gives us 45, and we can also say 3 into 24, it gives us 8, and 8 by 7, it gives us 56. Okay, so if we add 45 plus 56, our answer will be 101 divided by 24. So let us say it's 101 divided by 24, and it gives us 4/5/24. Why 4/5? Why 4/5/24? So if we multiply 24 by 5, so it's 24 by 5. Obviously, it will give us something like 24 by 24. Sorry, give us 24 by 24. It gives us something that is less than 100. So it's 24 by 4. It gives us what? 6 here, and 9. So it's 96. And then we subtract 101 from 96, that is 5/24. And we are done with our question. So we can write our answers here. In our first answer, it was 4.885. So it is 4.885 for the first part, and then for the second part, it is 0.4751. Okay, it is 0.4751, and then the last part, it is 5/24. 5/24. That is our final answer. And let us move on to the next part of our question, which says express the time 0.0025 in 24-hour notation. So this one, it is 0025. So 00, it is 12 midnight. So in 12-hour notation, it will be 12, 1 dot here, 25 a.m. So it is 25 a.m. 25 p.m. it is noon. Okay, and then part B. In part B, we're told that a goods train left Johannesburg at 12:30 on Wednesday, and arrived in Beitbridge after traveling for 27 hours 45 minutes. So you are going to state the day on which the train arrived at Beitbridge, and also find the time at which the train arrived at Beitbridge. How many marks for this question? 111. All right. So given that the goods train depart from Johannesburg at 20:30, and then it's travel for 27 hours 45 minutes. What you can simply do here is you can add 27 hours 45 minutes to this one, but we can also say how many hours and minutes are left for us to complete this day, Wednesday? Okay, so you can subtract 2400 from 2030, and this gives us something like, if we add 60 here and add 1, so it is now 21, so it's 30, and then it's 3, so you're left with 3 hours 30 minutes. You're left with 3 hours 30 minutes. So if we add 3 hours 30 minutes to this, it will become 0000, that is 12 a.m. That is 12 a.m. or it's midnight. Okay, so we can now subtract 3 hours 30 from 27:45. So it's 27:45 minutes, and then we subtract 3:30. Okay, we subtract 3:30 here. It is now 5:1, and then 7 minus 3 gives us 4, and it's 24:15. So here, after 3 hours 30, it will be on Thursday. After 3 hours 30, it will be on Thursday. And then we are left with the 24 hours 15 minutes. And then we add another 24 hours to this Thursday, and it will become Friday. And then we are left with 15 minutes. So our train arrived in Bedbridge at Friday. It arrived at Friday. Okay. It arrived on Friday, and at what time? It is 00:15. So it is 15 minutes past 12 at midnight. That is the time at which our train arrived at Bedbridge. So our final answer, it is 12. It is 12 what? 12:25. So it's 12:25 a.m. and also it arrives on Friday, and the time it is 00:15 hours, 100 hours. So that is the time. Okay, and let us move on to number 4. So number 4 says evaluate the cube root of 0.027. So we are having a cube root of 0.027. So 0.027 is equal to 1. It is equal to 27 over 1000. Okay, can we try to divide 27 by 1000? So if we divide, it gives us 0, and we add 0 here, it will be 0, add 0 here, it will be 2, add 0 here, it will be 7. That is equal to this one. So 27 over 1000, it is equal to 0.027. Okay, so we can simply calculate. You can still count the number of decimal places, and then we divide by 1000. We are having 3 decimal places, so if we are having 3 decimal places, we divide by 1000. So we want a cube root of 27 over 1000. That is the cube root that we want, 27 over 1000. So what you can simply do here, if we don't know the cube root of 27 by head, or the cube root of 1000 by head, you can simply say it is 27 over 1000, right? Raised to the power 1 over 3, because cube root is just equal to the raised to the reciprocal of that number. So if we are having square root of a, it is equal to the a raised to the reciprocal of 2, that is half. Okay, so 27, what you also need to know is that 27 can be expressed as 3 raised to the power 3. So 27, it is equal to 3 times 3, that is equal to 9, and then 9 times 3, it is equal to 27. So 27, it is 3 raised to the power 3. And then what about 1000? 1000, it is equal to 10 raised to the power 3. That is 10 to the power 10. That is 10 times 10, that is equal to 100. And 100 by 10, it gives us 1000. That is 10 to the power 3. So 1000, it is equal to 10 to the power 3. So we are having 3 to the power 3 over 10 to the power 3 raised to the power 1 over 3. Okay, and also what you need to understand is that if we are having a over b raised to the power n, this is equal to a raised to the power n and b raised to the power n. Okay, and also if we are having a raised to the power b raised to the power c, it is a raised to the power bc. So we simply multiply the powers. So on this question, we can simply say it is 3 raised to the power 3 raised to the power 1 over 3 over 10 raised to the power 3 raised to the power 1 over 3, like this. And you can simply apply this law here. So it is 3 by 1 over 3, which is equal to 3, because we are multiplying 3 by 1 over 3. We can simply go and cancel this, and we can simply cancel this on the denominator. So it is 10 over 3. That is our final answer. It is 10 over 3. Okay, and let us move on to the next part of our question, which says 7 over 9 raised to the power half. So I required to evaluate. So given that we are having a mixed number here, we are having a mixed number, so it's 7 over 9 raised to the power half. So the first thing, or the first step, is to make this mixed number as an improper fraction. So we multiply and then we add. What is 7 by 1? It gives us 9. What is 9 plus 7? It gives us 16. So it's 16 over 9 raised to the power half. So raised to the power half is same as square root. So what is the square root of 16? It is equal to 4. Square root of 16 is equal to 4. And what is the square root of 9? It is equal to 3. Therefore, our final answer, it is 4 over 3. As simple as that. And let us move on to the last part of the question, which says 3 raised to the power 0 times 3 raised to the power negative 2, it is equal to, so I require to evaluate. So here we can simply tell that 3 raised to the power 0, it is equal to 1, because any number raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. Or you can use this law of indices, which says a raised to the power b plus a raised to the power c, it is equal to a raised to the power b plus c. So if we are multiplying two numbers in the same base, we add the powers. So it's a raised to the power b by a raised to the power c, it is equal to a raised to the power b plus c. That is our answer. So it's 3 raised to the power 0 by 3 raised to the power negative 2, which is equal to 3 raised to the power 0 plus minus 2. So it's same as 1 by 3 raised to the power 2. So it is the same thing by just saying this one is equal to 1, or you can use this law here. So we are now left with 3 raised to the power negative 2. Okay, and there's another law of indices which says if we are having a raised to the power negative n, this is equal to 1 over a raised to the power n. Okay, all right, so that is a law. So we can simply apply that law. Therefore 3 raised to the power negative 2, it is equal to 1 over 3 squared. And what is 3 squared? 3 squared is equal to 9, so it is 1 over 9. So we have managed to evaluate all these questions. So our first answer, it was 3 over 10. Our first answer, it was 3 over 10. And our second answer, it is 4 over 3. And then our final answer is 1 over 9. And we are done. Okay. And let us move on to number 5. So question number 5 says, state the number of lines of symmetry of a regular anagon. So when we are having a regular, simply means that all sides are equal, and we are having an anagon. An anagon, it is a polygon that you have 9 sides. So if we are having a regular shape that is having a 9 sides, this simply means that we are having a 9 lines of symmetry. 9 equal sides, 9 lines of symmetry. Okay, so we are required to calculate the number of sides of the regular polygon, given that the sum of interior angles of the regular polygon, it is 3960 degrees. So what we know about the polygons is that the sum of exterior angles, it is equal to 360 degrees. So the sum of all exterior angles, it is equal to 360 degrees. So exterior angles is like we are having something like this, okay, and that is our exterior angle theta. So as you can see here, we're having a straight line. So interior angles, it is 180 minus exterior angle. So if the total sum of exterior angles, it is equal to 180, each exterior angle, it is 360 minus n. That is the sum, or that is the value of each exterior angle. So interior angles are 180 minus 360 over n. That is the value of each interior angle. And we are having a regular polygon. So if you're having a regular polygon, this simply means that each interior angles are equal. So we then multiply by the number of sides, and this is equal to 3960. Okay, so let us simplify inside the bracket so we can make it a single fraction. So it is now n, a factor of 180n minus 360 divided by n, and it is equal to 3960. And this n cancels, so we are now left with 180n minus 360, which is equal to 3960. So 3960, we can shift this 360 this side of the equation, and it becomes positive. So we are now left with 180n being equal to 3960 plus 360, like this. So it is 3960 plus 360. So if we add this, we get something like 4 here, 320. So it's 4320. So this will be equal to 180n. So what is the value of n? We divide both sides by 180. Therefore n, it is equal to 4320 divided by 180. So let's divide 4320 by 180. So these zeros cancels, and now left with 18. So if we divide by, you can divide by 2, it gives us 9. And if we divide by 2 here, it's 2. Divided by 1, 2 is 1. Divided by 2, get 1, and it's 6. So you're now having 216 divided by 9, and you can divide by what? By 3. It's now 3 here, and 3 is 7, 3 is 2, so 72 divided by 3. If we divide 72 by 3, what is 72 divided by 3? It gives us it gives us 2, indicate 1, it gives us what? It gives us 4. So n will be equal to 24. That is our final answer. N is equal to 24, and we are done. So our first answer was 9, and our second answer, n, it is equal to 24. And let us move on to number 6. So number 6 says 1044 in base 8 minus 175 in base 8. So we're going to give the answer in base 8. So we are having 1044 in base 8, 175 in base 8, and we are subtracting like this. So 4 is less than 5, and then we add 8 here, and it gives us 12. Okay, and we add 1, and we add 8 here, it gives us 12 again, and we add 1, so it becomes 2, and here it becomes 8, right? And here we add 8, and it's 1, like this. So 12 minus 5, it gives us 7, so it's 7. And then 12 minus 8, it gives us 4. And 8 minus 2, it gives us 6. So our final answer is 647 in base 8. That is our final answer. And then the next question says convert 10111 in base 2 to a number in base 6. So we are having 10111 in base 2. So the first thing we need to do is to convert this number in base 2 into a number in base 10. Okay, so you can start by putting a 0. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And then we say it's 2 to the power 4 times 1 plus 2 to the power 3 times 0 plus 2 to the power 2 by 1 plus 2 to the power 1 by 1 plus 2 to the power 0 by 1. Okay, so 2 to the power 4, and it gives us 16. 2 to the power 4, it gives us 16. And then 2 to the power 3 by 0, it is 0, plus 2 to the power 2, that is 4, plus 2 plus 1. Okay, so it gives us 20 plus 3, it is 23. So then we divide this 23, it is in base 10. So 23 in base 10, we need to convert it in base 6. So it gives us, so number 7 says we are having this diagram here. And in this diagram, we are told that W, X, and Y, and Z are points on the circumference of a circle with the center O. Wx is equal to xy, and the x zw is equal to 42. So we are going to calculate number 1 wyx, number 2 ywz, number 3 wxy. So these two angles, this one and this one, they are subtended by this same chord. So this simply means that this one, it will be equal to 42. Okay, and this is a diameter. This is our diameter because this one is a center. So this angle will be 90 degrees. Okay, so if we have 90 degrees and we also have this 42, we can simply calculate this angle. So this angle, it is 90 minus 42. So it gives us something like 8. 9 minus 5, it gives us 4. So here it's 48 degrees. And we are told that this side, it is equal to this side. So if this one is 42, this one here, it will be 42. So if we have this one, you can simply calculate this one. So it is, you can simply calculate this one. So it is 42 plus 48, and it gives us 0 here, it's 8. So it's 90. So it's 90 minus 90. So therefore here it's 90, here it's 90, here it's 90, here it's 90. Okay. Alright, so if we have this one and then 90 this one, you can simply calculate this one also. So this one, it's 90 minus 42. So it's 1 here, it's 5, so it's 8. So here it's also 48 degrees. And we were required to calculate wyx. So what is wyx? Wyx, it is equal to 42 degrees. And then ywz is y here, wz. So ywz, it is 90 minus 42. So we subtract 42 from 90, and it gives us 48. So here it's 48. So this gives us 48 degrees. And also we are required to calculate wxz, wxy. So it's wxy. So wxy, it's 48 by 2. And it gives us 16 here. So it's 4 by 2 gives us 8 by 1. It's 96. So it gives us 96 degrees. So our final answers are 42, 48, and 96. So it's 42 degrees, 48 degrees, and 96 degrees. That is our final answers, and we are done with number 7. And let us move on to number 8 of our question. So number 8 says, solve the equation. So we're having the first equation, that is 1 over 3x minus 1 being equal to 7, 4 raised to the power 2n minus 3 being equal to 8. So if we are having 1 over 3x minus 1 being equal to 7, and we are to calculate x. So whenever you are solving an equation, the idea is to make the coefficient of x positive 1 and the power of x positive 1 also. So the first thing you need to do is to shift this 1 to this side of the equation, and it becomes positive 1. So we are now having 1 over 3 by x being equal to 8. And then for us to make the coefficient of x positive 1, we then multiply both sides by 3 so that we can get rid of this fraction on the left hand side of the equation. So it is now x being equal to 8 by 3. So what is 8 by 3? It is equal to 24. So our answer, it is equal to 24. But the good thing with equations is that we can simply substitute your answer and then try to prove that have you done it correctly. So if our x, it is equal to 24, 1/3 of 24, it is equal to what? It is equal to 8. And 8 minus 1, it gives us 7. That is our correct. And then the second equation, it is 4 raised to the power 2n minus 3 being equal to 8. Okay, so the question says 4 raised to the power 2n minus 3 is equal to 8. So if we are having a power like this, what you need to do is to relate 4 and 8 so that we can equate the powers. So the relationship that we have here, it is that 4 can be expressed as 2 to the power 2, and also 8 can be expressed as 2 to the power 3. Okay, so if we are having 4 as 2 to the power 2, you can say it's 2 to the power 2 raised to the power 2n minus 3 being equal to 2 to the power 3, that is 8. And we have another law of indices which says if we are having a raised to the power n raised to the power c, that is equal to a raised to the power n c. Okay, so we can simply multiply the powers. Therefore, it is now 2 raised to the power 4n minus 6 being equal to 2 raised to the power 3. So if we are having two numbers in same base, you can simply equate the powers. Therefore, it is 4n minus 6 being equal to 3. So let us simplify here. We can shift this 6 to this side of the equation. It becomes positive. So it is now 4n being equal to 9. And we divide both sides by n. So it is now by 4. So it is now n being equal to 9 over 4. And okay. So you can simply substitute this value for n to say it is now 4 raised to the power 2 by 9 over 4 minus 3. And you want to show that it is equal to 8. So if we multiply 9 over 4 by 2, it gives us 9 divided by 2. Okay, so it is 9 divided by 2 minus 3. So 4 raised to the power 9 divided by 2 minus 3. What is 9 divided by 2 by 9 over 2 minus 3? So we can express this as a single fraction. So it is 9 over 2 minus 3, and our common denominator is 2, so it's 9 over, and here it's minus 6, so it gives us 9 minus 6. So it gives us 9 minus 6. So 9 minus 6, it gives us 3, so it's 3 over 2. So this simply means that we are raising 4 raised to the power 3 over 2. Alright, so if we are having 4 raised to the power 3 over 2, this is equal to square root of 4 raised to the power 3. And what is square root of 4? It is 2 raised to the power 3. And the 2 raised to the power 3, it is equal to 8. So our answer was correct. That is n is equal to 9 over 4. So x is equal to 24 and n is equal to 9 over 4. X is equal to 24, n is equal to 9 over 4. So let us move on to number 9. So number 9a says 3 sets A, B, C such that A is a subset of B and C is a subset of A. So in the other space, we are required to draw a Venn diagram to show the relationship between the sets A, B, and C. So given that A is a subset of B, meaning to say A, it is inside B, and also we are told that C is a subset of A, meaning to say C, it is inside set A. So we can start by drawing set A, set C, and then set A, and then lastly we have set B. Why set B outside? Because we are told that set B, set A is a subset of set B, and set C is a subset of set A. So here is our Venn diagram. Okay, and let us move on to the next part of our question. So the next part of the question says, in the diagram, 3 sets P, Q, and R are intersecting, and you are required to use the set of notation to describe the shaded region. So the shaded region, it is the region here, the intersection. It is the intersection between P and R. So it is the intersection between P and R. So we can say it is the intersection between P and R, and the intersection between P and Q. So it is also the intersection between P and Q. So it is the union of these two intersections. Union just the sum, or we are adding up the two intersections. So it is the intersection of P and Q union the intersection of P and Q, like this. So it was the intersection of P and R union the intersection of P and Q. So that is our answer. Okay, and let us move on to number 10. So the question says it is given that y varies directly as the square of x minus 3. So we are going to express y in terms of x and a constant k. So we are required to express y in terms of x and a constant k. Okay, so given that y varies directly with the square of x minus 3, so it is x minus 3 squared. Okay, so it varies directly, so that is the direct variation here. So for us to remove this proportionality sign, we then introduce a constant and an equal sign. Therefore y, it will be equal to k x minus 3 squared. Okay, and the next question says given that y is equal to 16 and they are going to find y when y is equal to 16, x is equal to 1, and we are required to find y when x is equal to 10. So initially, when x is equal to 16, y is equal to 16, x is equal to 1, and we are required to find the value of y when x is equal to 10. So why were we given this, the value of y and the value of x? The first thing we need to do is to calculate the value of k, and after the value of k, we then use the value of k because it is a constant to calculate the value of y. So we can make our k the subject of the formula by dividing both sides by x minus 3 squared. So k it is equal to y over x minus 3 squared. Therefore k it is equal to, what is our y? It is 16 divided by our x is 1 minus 3 squared, and 1 minus 3 gives us minus 2, and if you square that minus 2 it gives us positive 4. Therefore k it is equal to 16 over 4, and k is equal to 4. Okay, and if our k is equal to 4 and we are required to calculate the value of y, we can now say it's y being equal to 4 x minus 3 squared. And what is our value of x? It is equal to 10, so it is now 4, a factor of 10 minus 3 squared. It is 4, so 10 minus 3 gives us 7 squared, so it is 4 by 49. So it is now 49 by 4. So if we multiply 49 by 4, it gives us 6 here, and 3 4 by 4 gives us 16, plus 9 gives us 19. So our final answer is y is equal to 196. So that is our answers. The first answer, it is k is equal to 4. The value of k was equal to 4, and for the second part, y, it was equal to 196. That is our final answers for number 10. So let us move on to the next question, that is number 11. So on this question, we are going to solve the simultaneous equations. So we are having two simultaneous equations. This is equation number 1, and this is equation number 2. So we are going to solve these simultaneous equations. And as you can see here, we are having mixed numbers. So the first thing you need to do is to convert these mixed numbers into improper fractions. So for the first equation, we are having 5.5, so it's 5 plus, and here like this. So 2 by 5, it gives us 10, plus 1 gives us 11. So it's x plus y is equal to 11 over 2. And then for the second equation, it's 2 by 2, it gives us 4, plus 1 gives us 5. So it's x minus 2y is equal to 5 over 2. Okay, so this is our second equation. So we are going to solve this. So what we can do here is you can use elimination method. It's either use elimination method or you can use the substitution method. So let us start with the elimination method, because this is the easiest one, because we are having x here and x here. So you can simply subtract equation 1 and equation 2 from equation 1. So if we subtract, you can simply eliminate x. Therefore it's now y plus 2y, which gives us 3y, being equal to 11 over 2 minus 5 over 2. So we are having a common denominator, so it's 2 here. What is 11 minus 5? It's 6. So 6 divided by 2, it gives us 3. Therefore 3y is equal to 3, and y will be equal to 1. So if y is equal to 1, we can substitute the value of y back into the first equation. Therefore it is now x plus 1 being equal to 11 over 2. So what happens if we shift this 1 to the other side of the equation? It becomes negative. Therefore it is x being equal to 11 over 2 minus 1. So it's 11 over 2 minus 1. So x will be equal to 4.5, because 11 over 2, it is equal to 5.5. So if we subtract 1, our x will be equal to 4.5. So that is our elimination method. But you can use substitution method to say if from equation 1 x plus y is equal to 11 over 2 is equal to 11 over 2, we can shift this y to this side of the equation, right? And if we shift this y, it becomes negative. Therefore, x is equal to 11 over 2 minus y. That is our x. And then we took this value of x back into this second equation, and then we substituted it to say it is now 11 over 2 minus y minus 2y being equal to 5 over 2. Okay, so it's now 11 over 2 minus 3y being equal to 5 over 2. 5 over 2. And if we shift this 11 over 2 to this side of the equation, it becomes negative. Therefore, it's minus 3y being equal to minus 11 over 2 minus 5 over 2. And this gives us 6 over 2. It's plus here, so it gives us minus 6 over 2, which is equal to minus 3. Therefore, it's minus 3y being equal to minus 3. And if we divide both sides by minus 3, y will be equal to 1. The same value here. Therefore, our correct answer is y is equal to 1 and x is equal to 4.5. These are our correct answers. So we can simply write x is equal to 4.5 and y is equal to 1, and you are done. So let us move on to the next question, that is number 12. So in this question, it is given that 3x plus 2y is equal to 12, and there's an equation of a straight line. So we're going to find the gradient of the straight line. So a straight line is of this form: y is equal to mx plus c, where this m is the gradient, m is the gradient, and c is the y-intercept. Y-intercept. Okay. So given that our equation is 3x plus 2y being equal to 12, and then we shift this 3x to this side of the equation so that we can suit this format: y is equal to mx plus c. So if we shift this 3x term to the other side of the equation, it becomes negative. So we are now left with 2y being equal to minus 3x plus 12. And let us divide both sides by 2. So it is now y being equal to minus 3 over 2x. And if we divide 12 by 2, it gives us 6. So this is our equation in this form of y is equal to mx plus c. So we are now required to calculate the gradient, or to just state the gradient of the straight line. So the gradient, it is the m term, and our m term in this equation, it is minus 3 over 2. So the gradient, it is equal to 3 over 2. And the y-intercept, it is equal to plus 6. But in the second part of the equation, we are required to state the coordinates of the y-intercept, not just not just stating 6. Okay, so we are required to state the y-intercept. So what is y-intercept? Y-intercept, it is a point that the line crosses y-axis. So if we are having a graph like this, and a line crosses this y-axis here, because this one is y-axis and this one is x-axis, and if our line crosses this y-axis, that is what we call the y-intercept. So this y-intercept only occurs when x is equal to 0. So that makes our coordinates very simple. Why? Because we all know that the x coordinate is equal to 0, and the y coordinate, it is the x in y-intercept on our equation of the line. So the coordinate of the y-intercept, it is 0, 6. So these are our final answers. Gradient, it is equal to minus 3 over 2, and the coordinates of the y-intercept, it is 0 and 6, and we are done. And let us move on to number 13. So we are on number 13. So number 13 says simplify 3x squared over x squared minus 5x divided by x over x squared minus 2y. So we are given 3x squared minus 5x divided by x over x squared minus 25, and we are going to simplify. So the first thing we can do here is that we can replace this division sign with the multiplication sign, and we invert the second fraction. So it is now 3x squared over x squared minus 5x by x squared minus 25 over x, like this. And what you can also do is to cancel these x's. So we are now left with 3x, a factor of x squared minus 25 divided by x squared minus 5x. And we can also factorize on the numerator, because here we are having a difference of 2 squares. So it is now 3x, x plus 5, x minus 5 divided by, if we factor out x on the denominator, it is x, a factor of x minus 5. So we are having x minus 5 here and x minus 5 here, so we can cancel them. So we are now left with, and we are also having x here and x here, so we are now left with 3, a factor of x plus 5. So this is our final answer. It is 3, a factor of x plus 5. Okay. And now we are done. Let us move on to number 14. So the question number 14 says the formula of converting a temperature in degrees Fahrenheit is F is equal to 32 plus 9c over 5. So we're having this equation here, that is F is equal to 32 plus 9c over 5. So 32 is equal to 9c plus 5, and we are required to find the value of c given that the value of F given that c is equal to 30. So F is equal to 32 plus 9 by 30 divided by 5. So what is 9 by 30? It is equal to 270 divided by 5. So let us divide 270 by 5. So if we divide 270 by 5, it gives us 5 into 27 gives us 5, and leave a remainder of what? 2. And then 5 into 20 gives us 4. So it is equal to 54. Therefore, F is equal to 32 plus 54. 32 plus 54, and this gives us 86. Therefore, F is equal to 86. F is equal to 86. And the next part of the question says, make C the subject of the formula. So we're going to make C the subject of the formula. Given that we are having this equation, F is equal to 32 plus 9C over 5. So the first thing we need to do is to shift this 32 to that side of the equation, and it becomes negative. So it is now F minus 32 being equal to 9C over 5. For us to get rid of the fraction on the right hand side of the equation, we multiply both sides by 5. So it is 5 a factor of F minus 32 being equal to 9C, and then we divide both sides by 9. So it is now 5 over 9 a factor of F minus 32, and it is equal to C. So this is our final answer. And let us move on to number 15. So number 15 says expand and simplify minus 3 a factor of x minus 7 plus 5 a factor of 2 minus 4x. So you are required to simplify and expand. So given that you're having 3 a factor of x minus 7 plus 5 a factor of 2 minus 4x, and you're required to expand this, the first thing you need to do is to multiply each and every term inside this bracket by negative 3. So it is negative 3x plus 21 plus 10 minus 20x, and then we collect the like terms. So it is minus 23x plus 31. That is our final answer. It is minus 23x plus 31. Okay, and let us move on to the next part of our question, which says the length of a side of a regular hexagon is 3.4 centimeters. Correct to one decimal place. So we are required to find the least possible perimeter of the regular hexagon. So hexagon is a shape that is 6 equal sides if it is regular. So we are required to give the least possible perimeter, given that this is the length when it is being rounded according to one decimal place. So the least possible length of this regular hexagon, it is 3.35. Why 3.35? Because if we round this to the nearest decimal, it becomes 3.4. Any number below 3.35, if we round that number, it will be 3.3, not 3.4. Okay, so the least possible length of this, it is 3.5, and then we multiply that by 6. So if we multiply 3.35 by 6, it is 3.35 by 6, and here it gives us 30. Here it gives us 18 plus 3. It's 21. So 3 by 6, it gives us 18 plus 2, it is 20. So our final answer, it is 20.1. That is the perimeter, the least possible perimeter of the regular hexagon. It is 20.1. Okay, and that one, it's minus 23x. It's minus 23x plus 31. And let us move on to number 16. So number 16 says factorize completely x cubed minus x. So you're going to factorize x cubed minus x. So x is a common factor here, so you can factor it out. So it is now x, a factor of x squared minus 1. But you can also factorize it further, because x squared minus 1, it is a difference of 2 squares, since 1 is a square number. So it is now x, a factor of x minus 1, x plus 1. And we have managed to factorize completely. And then the next question says x squared plus 2x plus 1, and we are going to factorize completely. So what you can do here is to multiply this x squared with its coefficient and this constant here, so it gives us x squared. So then after we look for two numbers that if we multiply these two numbers, we will get x squared, and if we add these two numbers, we get 2x. So these two numbers are x and and x. So if we add x and x, it gives us 2x, and if we multiply x and x, it gives us x squared. So we then substitute these two numbers for 2x to say it is now x squared plus x plus x plus 1. Okay, so you can now group this expression into two like this. Okay, you can separate it into two. Therefore, we can factorize for the first two terms. It is x, a factor of x plus 1, and then for these two second terms, it is x plus 1. And as you can see from this expression, x plus 1, it is our new common factor, so we can factor it out again. So it is now x plus 1, a factor of x plus 1, or it is simply equal to x plus 1 squared, like this. So here is our final answer. Alright, so that is our final answer. And then the last part of the question says, hence or otherwise find the highest common factor of x cubed minus x and x squared plus 2x plus 1. So given that we are having x minus 1, x plus 1, and x plus 1, x plus 1. The highest common factor, it will be x plus 1. It will be x plus 1. In the same way, we can find the highest common factor if we are having 6. If we are having 6 and 12. So it is 2 here, and it gives us 3, and it is 3 here, gives us 1. So 6, it is equal to 2 by 3. And for 12, it is 2, it gives us 6, it is 2, it gives us 3, 3, and 1. So 12, it is equal to 2 by 2 by 3. So the highest common factor, it is 2 by 3. Okay, so this gives us 6. So the highest common factor between 6 and 12, it is equal to 6. The same way here, we can cancel this. So here is the common factor. So the highest common factor, it is x plus 1. That is our highest common factor. And let us move on to the number 17. So the question says, it is given that p is equal to 3 minus 4, and vector q, it is equal to minus 2x. So you are required to calculate the vector, the resultant vector, if we subtract vector q from vector p, like this, in terms of x. So vector p, it is p is equal to 3 minus 4, and vector q, it is equal to minus 2x. Okay, so vector p minus vector q, it is equal to 3 minus 4 minus 2x. So 3 minus 2, it gives us 5, and minus 4 minus x, it gives us minus 4 minus x, like this, in terms of x. So this is our final answer required. That is the final answer required in terms of x. And the next part of the question says, find the value of the magnitude of p. So the magnitude of p is equal to 3 minus 4. So the magnitude of p, it is equal to 3 squared plus minus 4 squared, and this gives us square root of 3 squared, it gives us 9, plus 4 squared, it is equal to 16. So this is equal to square root of 25, which is equal to 5. That is our answer. And then the last part says, x such that find the value of x such that 2p is equal to 3q. So given that we're having this equation, 2p is equal to minus 3q, and what is our p? Our p, it is 3 minus 4, so it's 3 minus 4 being equal to minus 3, and what is our q? Minus 2x. Okay, so let us multiply this vector by this color. So it gives us 6, and then 2 with minus 4, it gives us minus 8. Gives us minus 8. So it's minus 4 here, so it gives us 6 minus 8 being equal to, so for minus 3 and minus 2, it gives us 6 and minus 3x. So as you can see, these two are equal, so we can equate those one that are below. So it is minus 8 being equal to minus 3x. So x, it is equal to 8 over 3. That is the value of x, and we are done. Let us move on to number 18. So the question says, the marks of 6 students on this who wrote mathematics test follows 15, 14, 9, 12, 11, and 15 again. So in the first question, we are required to calculate the median mark of the student. So when we are required to calculate the median mark, we start with the smallest to the biggest mark, or the highest mark. Okay, so it is 9, 11, and 12, and also have 14, 15, and 15. So here we're having two numbers and also two numbers here. So the median, it is between these two. So what you can simply do is to add 12 by 14, and then we divide by 2. So what is 12 plus 14? It gives us 6 plus 2, it gives us 2. So it is 26 divided by 2, which is equal to 13. So the median mark, it is equal to 13. And then we are also told that a 7th student got X marks from the same test, and the mean for the 7th student was 13. So we are required to find the mark of the 7th student. Okay, so given that mean or average is equal to the total marks over the number of students. So it is total marks over the number of students. So the total marks it is equal to, so we can simply add 15 plus 14. So it's 15 plus 14 plus 9 plus 12 plus 11 plus 15 again. Okay, so it is 15 plus 9 plus 12 plus 11 and plus 15 again. So this gives us 76. So our final answer here is 76 if we add this. So 76 divided by 6 students, that is our initial mean. So our new mean is 76 plus the x divided by 7, and we are told that it is equal to 13. So let us multiply 13 by 7. What is 13 by 7? It gives us 1, 2, and here it's 91. Okay, so 76 plus x is equal to 91, and if we shift this 76 to this side, it will be negative. Therefore x will be 91 minus 76. So what is the value of 91 minus 76? What happens if we subtract 76 from 91? So it's 91 76, so it's 1 here and 8 here. So 11 minus 6, it gives us 5, and this one is 15. Therefore x, it is equal to 15. So x, it is also equal to 15. Alright, so x is equal to 15, and the median mark, it is equal to 13.